If you want to do $1 billion company, solve $1 billion problem. Hi, I'm Daniel Marcos. I'm the CEO of the Growth Institute, and I'm an expert on scaling companies, and I've coached a lot of the best CEOs in Latin America and the world. Peter Diamandis, the founder of XPRIZE, always tells me, Daniel, if you want to do $1 billion company, solve $1 billion problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the market, the more your company is going to be able to scale. Here I like to tell the case of Uber. I hated taxis before Uber. Used to get to an airport, it was the yellow cab. The taxis were really, really old. The drivers were mad. They don't speak English. It was very uncomfortable to drive in a cab. So I hated to drive in cabs or ride in cabs, and I always rented cars. Today, with Uber and Lyft, I don't have to rent a car. The experience is way better when I go in an Uber or a Lyft. And what happened when Uber and Lyft started getting into the market? The pain was so strong, like me, that I hated using the white cabs. So many people hated using the yellow cabs that we all went into Uber and Lyft very, very fast. And when Uber and Lyft got into trouble, not be able to get to the airport and the rest, who defended them? The clients defended the companies to make sure they could run with it. So the bigger the problem, the bigger the pain that you're solving, the faster you're going to be able to scale your company. So step number one, make sure you're solving a really, really big problem, and a problem that people really hate, that they want to overcome. Course step number two to scale your company. Have a very, very clear strategy and a competitive advantage. I'm impressed how many companies, they go to the market and they don't have anything different. If you do everything that your competitors, why are you expecting different results? You want to be able to have something that is unique in the market, that is different, so the clients, the community will prefer you and they want to come and buy from you. So never start a company if you don't have a competitive advantage that you're going to be able to win. And that's part of your strategy. So first you identify the problem, the pain, and then identify or develop a strategy that will solve that pain better. As an example, here I love to talk about Southwest Airlines, the airline. In the US, when Southwest started, of the 100% of the people living in the US, just 20% of the people flew in planes. The other 80% moved themselves by buses. So Southwest said, hey, why am I going to fight with the top 20%? And there's United and American Airlines and Delta, and all the airlines are fighting for 20% of the market. I'm going to convince the other 80% of the population to, instead of moving themselves in a bus, now they could move in a plane. And that was the strategy. They understood that 80% of the population were not using planes and convinced them to go by plane. And of course, that made them one of the fastest growing stocks for 30 years in a row in the US, because they completely changed our market. But the strategy was very, very clear. How, instead of fighting for the 20%, let's just convince the other 80%. If we convince just 20 out of the 80, we're going to be bigger than every other airline combined in the industry. So here you have to develop a strategy that is aligned to the pain that you're solving, and you need to have a competitive advantage to be able to win over that market or that client. So what are the minimum components of a strategy? First, the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing. What's the why of the company? And of course, the why has to be aligned to the core problem that you're solving. Two, what's your competitive advantage? What's your X factor? How are you going to win in the industry? What are you going to do different than your competitors to be able to win in the industry? Three, long-term goals. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go there, there, there? Where are you going to go? You have to define the blue ocean strategy or the direction of the company. Brand promises. What did Southwest promise to their clients? Lots of flights, lots of fun, and a lower price, the 3 LFs that they called. So what are your brand promises? What does McDonald's brand promises? The food is ready when you get there. It's always fun for the kids, and it's going to taste the same in every restaurant. So make sure you have your brand promises, you have your core values, and you have very, very clear priorities to execute your strategy. Please subscribe to this channel and put the notification button so you could get all these videos the fastest you can. It will help me a lot to be able to get this great content to many other entrepreneurs like you, so we could really help the entrepreneurs of the world be able to scale their impact and reduce the drama. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great value and look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.